Welcome, meteorology students. My name is Rhonda Plotkin, and this is Weather and Climate. I wanted to start off this first lecture by telling you a little bit about myself. I am actually from Omaha, Nebraska. I went to Creighton University. I got my undergraduate and graduate degrees from there. My undergraduate degree is in atmospheric science. You can see I have seen some tornadoes and enjoy storm chasing. I also have my master's in intelligence and analytics. So I like to use machine learning and AI to study weather data. I moved here in 2018 doing an internship at NASA Ames, and I got a contract over there, and at the same time started teaching part time here at SJSU. And I discovered that I really enjoyed teaching. So I did actually accept a PhD offer about 3 weeks ago in Maryland, and I will be moving. Right now, I'm in Mountain View over to Maryland in the next few weeks. So please keep in mind that I will be on the East Coast time zone when you email me, which is 3 hours ahead. So if you email me at 7 o'clock in the evening, it'll be 10 o'clock in the evening there, and I might actually be asleep. So I do have two sons. Both are adults. One lives in Omaha and the other one lives in Las Vegas. I have a lovely little dog. Hang on. He always does a cameo in the beginning. Say hi. This is my little dog Argos, and he likes to travel with me too. So he's excited to move to Maryland, although he's going to miss the California weather. He doesn't like the snow. And that's pretty much everything about me. So to go into the next thing I wanted to go to would be Canvas. And here's Canvas. I'm going to throw it in student view here for you guys. Now, one thing to keep in mind I've noticed with Canvas is that if you have it on the app on your phone, it's not going to give you this module view. I set this up into modules, so each week is a different module to try to make it easier for you. But I've heard from other students that if you're on the app, it doesn't actually show it to you, and you might actually have to go into assignments or files or quizzes or discussions or however it does it on there. On my teacher Canvas app, it actually has like a what I would say, like an option to click to say modules, and then it brings me into the module view. So if I were you, I'd just kind of like look around on the app, and you should hopefully be able to find this view. I think it'll make it a little easier for you. Otherwise, you'll just kind of have to keep an eye on dates and things like that. But this is point 5. This is our intro because really we only have Thursday, and so we're not really going to start any material until next week, and that will be week 1. Week 2, it'll continue from there. So this is where, you'll find the book. You can also find the book under the files section. And this is actually what the book looks like. You can find it right here. You can just pretty much read it right off of Canvas, or if you download it, you can read it off of your computer. I do have a video here about growth mindset. I would like you guys to watch this Thursday, I guess, this 1.5 week. And this, I think, is just beneficial for you, not only in my class, but also in the future. And then with that, we'll just get into the green sheet. So here's our green sheet. And as you can see, the best way to get a hold of me is going to be through email. Nobody's really going into school, and this is like the office phone number, so I think if you call that number, you'll actually get the office. I definitely would email me. I'm pretty good at getting back to you in less than 24 hours. Sometimes it takes the full 24 hours, though. Here's a little bit about the textbook. It is supplied on Canvas. I try to make it to where you don't have to pay for a textbook, although if you are a major within our program, I would actually suggest purchasing the newer edition of it, because I still have mine from, when I took this equivalent of this class. I didn't want to sell it. That's how I knew that I wanted to become a meteorology major. So here's a description of our course. I'll let you guys kind of go over this yourself. Obviously it's a general education course, is probably why most of you enrolled. And just kind of learning outcomes and that kind of thing the school makes us put on here. This is going to be how our class is actually broken down. So 20% of your grade will be homework, 20% will be discussion, 30% will be the midterm, 30% will be the final, which equals a total of 100%. Here is what the grades will be at the end of, once you get to the end of the class, if you're keeping an eye on your grade, if it falls between any of these, you can kind of figure out what your actual grade will be. So a little bit of notes on lectures. I don't put lectures up on Canvas because I want to encourage you to actually watch the videos. I would encourage you also to make sure you're reading the book along with the lecture to supplement it. Different people learn in different ways. Some people learn better by hearing things, some people learn better by seeing them, and some better by writing. So, it might benefit you to just take notes out of, the book or off the lecture. I do also encourage you to maybe do some Google searches if you're still kind of struggling with a concept. Maybe you don't understand Coriolis force. You could always Google Coriolis force, and there's some really good YouTube videos out there. Just be careful of your source, especially when we get into climate and climate change and things like that. It can get kind of more biased. So make sure you're paying attention to where, the source of the YouTube is. Our homework will look like a quiz on Canvas. It'll actually, if you don't look in the module view, it'll actually be like in the quiz section. That's because it is actually, I set it up like a quiz, and you just basically have 3 tries to take it. There'll be approximately 10 questions from the lecture or from that chapter, and you have 3 attempts. The highest score will be recorded. So pretty straightforward. It's there for you to learn and to kind of be more engaged with the material. Now, each week you'll also have a discussion, and that will also hopefully keep you engaged with material with your classmates. In general, there'll be 1 discussion for each lecture covered, and each discussion topic will be worth 5 points. Now, you are expected to use complete sentences and, be well thought out. And, sometimes I have had students that go above and beyond. They might go and look for extra sources, and they might be more engaged with other students and ask them more questions. If I see some people doing that, I'll by all means give you an extra point, for going above and beyond. So I would encourage you to try and do that if you want. Now, assessment, obviously I have to assess you in some way. I have to be able to give you a grade. Now, we went over the ways that I'll assess you in the beginning with the percentages, but the other thing to note is that I do have study guides, and there will be a study guide before each exam. Now, I would like you to upload that study guide onto Canvas, and that study guide will be worth 20 homework points instead of the typical 10. And please don't share a Google document, because I've found through much experience that it just doesn't work as well through Canvas and my computer reading it, and graders being able to have access and things like that. So please use a word editor to actually just upload some sort of Word or Pages or some sort of text document. Now, I've also had problems with students missing exams. Now, if you have a medical reason, by all means, I understand. But barring that, you really kind of need to make sure that you're paying attention to when these exams are and you're not missing them, because there really isn't any makeups unless there's like a major extenuating circumstance. Let's see. The reading should be done before you watch a lecture. Everything can be found on Canvas. And here's going to be our basic schedule for the class. You can see here's where our midterm will be. Here's where the final review will be. There's a whole final schedule for those of you guys that are freshmen. There's a whole final schedule, although everything's online, so I'm pretty sure it's just that final week. I have my final set up to where you can, once you begin the final, you have a certain amount of time to take it, but you have like a window of about a week to begin the final. The midterm's the same way. So you can take it when you want, but once you start taking it, then there'll be a time limit to it. And just a little note here, the schedule is subject to change with some notice. Obviously last spring, a lot of us had to change our schedules, and, I'm just kind of letting you guys know just in case something goes wonky within our semester here, I might end up having to change it a little bit. Now, the last note I really have is just classroom environment. I really have never had a problem with it, but just to kind of make sure everybody's on the same page. Please be respectful when you're doing the discussions of everybody's ideas and be courteous to each other. If there's anything I can do to improve things, please let me know. Just send me an email. If you're struggling with anything, please send me an email. If I don't know that you're struggling, then there's no way for me to help you out. So in these times, we're all having to do distance learning, and I definitely encourage you to, do that with all your other professors as well, because, we don't know what's going on in your home or behind your computer. We need to know what's happening to be able to help you. So please reach out if you're having any struggles or any problems. The rest here is pretty much don't cheat and don't copy. I mean, we all pretty much hopefully know this by now, right? And don't plagiarize and don't cheat. Pretty straightforward. With that, I pretty much have the end of this first lecture. And I hope that we have, you guys are going to have a great semester here and you really enjoy this class. And I look forward to, seeing what you guys do. So I guess thank you. And I'll see you guys next week.